Stop scrolling. I need you to hear this right now, because what I'm about to tell you is not a coincidence that you ended up on this video today. God sent you here. And before you click away, before you tell yourself this doesn't apply to you, I want you to look around at your life right now. Look at the stress you've been carrying. Look at the sleepless nights. Look at the fear that has been sitting in your chest every single morning when you wake up and think about money, about your home, about your future. You've been trying to hold it together. You've been smiling in public and crying in private. You've been praying and wondering if God even hears you. He does. And today, He has a specific word for you. But before we get into it, I need you to drop the number 99 in the comments right now if you believe God still has a plan for your life, even when everything looks like it's falling apart. Just 99. That's your declaration today. That's you saying, I believe. Even now, I believe. Part 1. The storm has a purpose. Let me tell you something that most people will never understand until they've walked through the fire themselves. God does not allow storms in your life to destroy you. He allows them to redirect you. There is a difference between a door closing and a door being slammed in your face by the enemy. And there's also a difference between losing something in the natural and God strategically removing something from your life, because what He has prepared for you next cannot coexist with where you currently are. Think about that. You may be looking at your current situation, the late mortgage payment, the eviction notice, the lease that isn't being renewed, the house you're about to lose, and you see only loss. You see failure. You see embarrassment. You feel the weight of what will people think pressing down on your shoulders like a physical thing. But God sees something completely different when He looks at your situation. He sees a setup. He sees a person whose hands have been gripping the wrong thing so tightly that the only way to get them to release it was to allow the pressure to become unbearable. He sees someone who has been surviving in a space that was never meant to be their destination, and He loves you too much to let you stay comfortable in a place that was only ever meant to be temporary. Now, I know that's hard to hear. I know when you're in the middle of it, when the notices are coming in and the bank account is low and the people around you are asking questions you don't have answers to, the last thing you want to hear is God has a plan. But I'm not here to give you empty comfort. I'm here to give you the truth. And the truth is, the chosen ones always go through the wilderness before they reach the promised land. Moses didn't skip the desert. Joseph didn't bypass the pit. David didn't leap from shepherd to palace without years in the field. And you, yes, you, are not going to bypass your process either. But here's what I need you to understand about your process. It is not punishment. It is preparation. Part 2. Why God is allowing this. There are specific reasons why God allows a chosen one to experience housing instability, and I want to walk through them with you. Because understanding the why behind your storm is one of the most powerful things you can do right now. Reason 1. You were building your security on the wrong foundation. Not pointing fingers, not judging, just speaking truth. So many of us, and I include myself in this, spend years building our sense of safety, our sense of identity, our sense of worth around physical things, around addresses, around square footage, around the ability to say, this is mine. And when God is preparing you for the next level, He will often shake the foundation you've built your confidence on, not to hurt you, but to show you that the only unshakable foundation is Him. Because if your peace is in your property, what happens to your peace when the property is threatened? It collapses. And God doesn't want you walking into your next season with a peace that can be taken from you. He wants you walking in with a peace that passes understanding, a peace that survives eviction notices, a peace that survives uncertainty, a peace that allows you to look at chaos and say, I know who holds my future, and it is not this situation. That kind of peace doesn't come cheap. It is forged in fire. And right now, you are in the forge. Reason 2. The home you're about to lose was never actually yours to keep. What if the home you're fighting to keep was never actually yours to keep? What if it was a rest stop? What if it was a chapter, not the whole book? What if God, in His infinite wisdom and with His bird's eye view of your entire life, can see that staying in that home, in that neighborhood, in that city, in that environment, would have eventually limited you in ways you can't even imagine? Think about that. You may be looking at your current situation, the late mortgage payment, the eviction notice, the lease that isn't being renewed, the house you're about to lose, and you see only loss. You see failure, you see embarrassment, you feel the weight of what will people think pressing down on your shoulders like a physical thing. But God sees something completely different when He looks at your situation. He sees a setup. He sees a person whose hands have been gripping the wrong thing so tightly that the only way to get them to release it was to allow the pressure to become unbearable. He sees someone who has been surviving in a space that was never meant to be their destination, and He loves you too much to let you stay comfortable in a place that was only ever meant to be temporary. Now, I know that's hard to hear. I know when you're in the middle of it, when the notices are coming in and the bank account is low and the people around you are asking questions you don't have answers to, the last thing you want to hear is God has a plan. But I'm not here to give you empty comfort. I'm here to give you the truth. And the truth is, His chosen ones always go through the wilderness before they reach the promised land. Moses didn't skip the desert. Joseph didn't bypass the pit. David didn't leap from shepherd to palace without years in the field. And you, yes, you, are not going to bypass your process either. But here's what I need you to understand about your process. It is not punishment. It is preparation.
Part 3. The testimony that's being written right now. I want you to understand something extraordinary about the moment you are in. Right now, in the middle of the uncertainty, in the middle of the financial pressure, in the middle of the fear, God is writing your testimony. You know why testimonies are so powerful? Because they always have a before and after. They always have a dark moment followed by a breakthrough. They always have a chapter that made no sense while it was being lived, and then a resolution that makes everyone in the room weep. Your testimony needs this chapter. The people you are going to help one day, and there are people you are specifically assigned to help, they need to hear about this moment. They need to hear that someone who looked just like them, who was facing exactly what they are facing, did not give up, did not stop believing, did not let the enemy's attack convince them that God had abandoned them. They need your story. And your story isn't finished. In fact, the most glorious parts of your story haven't even been written yet. But they will only be written if you refuse to give up in this chapter. I need someone to feel that. I need someone to actually let that land. You are not at the end of your story. You are in the middle of the most important turning point your story will ever have. And the choice you make right now, whether to trust or to collapse, whether to press forward or to give up, whether to hold on to your faith or to let the enemy talk you out of it, that choice will determine the entire second half of your life. Choose wisely. Drop 99 in the comments if you're choosing to trust God, even right now, even in this. Part 4. What the enemy doesn't want you to know. The enemy is not attacking your home because you're weak. He is attacking it because he knows what's on the other side. Let me say that again, because I need it to sink in. The enemy is not attacking you because you're weak. He is attacking you because he knows what's coming for you, and he is desperate to stop it. You don't go after something that isn't a threat. You don't deploy heavy artillery against a nobody. You don't send your best attacks against someone who doesn't matter. The enemy knows who you are even when you have forgotten. He knows the calling on your life. He knows the impact you are going to have. He knows the people you are going to reach, the lives you are going to change, the generational curses you are going to break, the generational blessings you are going to establish. And he is terrified. So he goes after the most basic thing, the most foundational thing, your sense of safety, your shelter, your home. because if he can shake your foundation hard enough, he can make you doubt everything, including God, including yourself, including your purpose. But here's what the enemy miscalculated. He thought that if he attacked your home, he could destroy your faith. What he didn't account for is that this attack was going to drive you closer to God than you have ever been before, that this pressure was going to produce a prayer life you've never had, that this wilderness was going to develop a worship in you that fair weather seasons never could. He thought he was crushing you, but God was cultivating you.
Part 5. Practical faith in the middle of the storm. I don't want to just inspire you and then send you on your way without giving you something to hold on to practically. Because faith is not passive. Faith is not sitting in a corner waiting for God to fix everything while you do nothing. Faith is active. Faith is movement. Faith is doing the natural things while trusting God with the supernatural outcome. So here is what I want you to do, starting today. Step 1. Stop rehearsing the worst-case scenario. Your mind is a battlefield, and right now the enemy is running plays on it constantly. He is painting pictures of the worst possible outcomes. He is whispering statistics and failure stories into your ear. He is showing you all the ways this could end badly. Every time a worst-case scenario tries to set up camp in your mind, evict it. Literally out loud if you have to. Say, that is not my story. That is not how this ends. Replace it with a best-case scenario. Visualize what God restoring and exceeding what you've lost looks like. See yourself in a better home. See yourself in a better season. See your children in a safe and stable environment. See your future self looking back at this moment saying, God came through. Step 2. Declare out loud what you believe. The Bible is clear that life and death are in the power of the tongue. There's creative power in what you say, and right now, in the middle of this storm, you need to be the most intentional about your words that you have ever been. Every morning, before you check your phone, before you look at your bank account, before you read any mail, declare, God is my provider. God is my protector. God is ordering my steps. I will not be displaced without a divine replacement. What the enemy means for my destruction, God will turn for my promotion. I am a chosen one, and my story does not end here. Say it until you believe it. Say it even when you don't believe it yet. Say it especially when you don't feel it, because feelings are weather, but the Word of God is the ground you stand on. Step 3. Take the next right step. You don't need to see the whole staircase. You don't need to have the whole solution figured out. You just need to take the next step. Make the call you've been avoiding. Fill out the application. Have the conversation. Ask for help. And know that asking for help is not weakness, it is wisdom. Do the natural thing in front of you. Take the step you can take and trust God with everything you cannot take. Step 4. Build your community. You were not designed to go through this alone, and one of the enemy's greatest strategies is isolation. He wants you to be too embarrassed, too proud, too ashamed to let anyone in during this season. Don't let him win that one. Reach out to someone you trust. Find a community of faith. Be honest about where you are, because there is someone in your life right now who has been exactly where you are, and they have a word, a resource, a connection, or simply a presence that you need right now. Isolation is a trap. Community is a weapon. Part 6. The promise on the other side. I want to close this out by telling you about the other side, because there is an other side, and it is more beautiful than you can currently imagine. There are chosen ones who are watching this right now who are going to look back on this season and call it the greatest gift God ever gave them in disguise. There are people who in 12 months will be living in a home that is better in every measurable way than the one they are fighting to keep right now. There are families who are going to have stability they've never known before in an environment that is perfectly aligned with their next season. There are single mothers in this audience who are about to receive divine provision so specific and so supernatural that they will never again doubt that God sees them. There are fathers who have been carrying the weight of this in silence, feeling like they have failed their families, who are about to experience a turn that restores not just their provision, but their dignity. There are couples on the verge of giving up on each other because of the financial pressure, who are about to come through this together and find that the fire forged something in their marriage that comfort never could have. The promise on the other side of this storm is real. The restoration is real. The testimony is real. And the only way to get to it is through. Not around, not over, not by giving up, but through. And you can make it through. I know you can make it through, because if you weren't equipped to survive this, God would not have allowed it. He knows your frame. He knows your limits. He knows exactly how much you can carry. And He also knows that you're stronger than you think you are, and that the strength you don't yet know you have is about to be revealed.
If this video reached you today, it was not by accident. You were sent here because God wanted you to know that He has not forgotten you, He has not abandoned you, He is not punishing you, He is not leaving you. He is with you in the fire. He is in the wilderness beside you. He is the fourth man in the furnace. And when you come out on the other side, and you will come out on the other side, you will not smell like smoke. You are a chosen one. And chosen ones don't get to skip the hard chapters, but they do get to see the most incredible endings. Hold on. Keep believing. Keep declaring. Keep moving forward. Your breakthrough is not as far away as it feels right now. Drop 99 in the comments if you received this word today. If this spoke to you, if it strengthened you, if it gave you even one breath of hope, drop 99 and let me know that God met you here. And if you know someone who is in this exact situation right now, someone who is stressed about their home, their finances, their future, share this video with them today. Be the reason someone doesn't give up. Be the reason someone remembers who they are. Until next time, keep your eyes on God, keep your feet moving forward, and remember, this is not the end. This is the beginning of what God has been preparing you for all along. God bless you. I'll see you in the next one.